I'm used to this tiny little thing, and I'm like, and so then it's like a big computer screen.
It's so helpful. I'm a tyrant about it. I'm like, I need my confidence monitor up there.
Yeah. And whatever you need, I think that's the theme of this is whatever you need to do to be you. It's
Hell
all
yes.
good.
Hell yes. What a way to kick us off. You've had a crazy, amazing journey. And in a small amount of time, you've done something incredible. So can you take us back a little bit about what lit this spark for everything you've built?
I think that's a really interesting question because I struggle with the motivation to tell you what the motivation is because I don't have a motivation. It just is. I've always been somebody who wanted to just be the best. Be the best for no apparent reason, just to be. Like I try to develop skills just because I want the skill. And there's sometimes no use for it or no goal, but it's a reason just to grow and to see things and to have a skill and to want to just flourish in that. And it's really difficult for me to try to explain that to people, but it's been since I was a little kid. Everything I've wanted to do is just try and do it better than you did before. And that's it. That's every day. It's just, can you just do it a little bit better?
And you saw that appear in your fitness.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid being just athletic, you're gonna go where you're praised, right? So if you feel good and you're getting praised for something, you're gonna go do that more. And so that was sports. Sports was everything for me. I was a little girl that was really good at sports, better than the boys, but way better than the boys. And so it was like this thing, right? It's like this. I was the captain of the football team. I was point guard of the basketball team. I was doing hockey. I was doing baseball. I was doing everything because I was being praised for it. I'm like, okay, how do I lean into this? I'm really good at this. I feel comfortable at this, and I know I have a skill. How can I lean into this? And I know I'm not so great at other things, but I know I'm getting praise here. So how do I just stay with this?
Mm-hmm. And so how did business?
My dad was an entrepreneur. So my dad was an entrepreneur and started at Goodyear Tire in Florida, in West Palm Beach, a very long time ago. And he got sent out to California and started his own business. So he was doing all kinds of car redos, basically, like pimp my ride stuff. So like wheels, rims, tires, sunroofs, all these amazing things. So I spent most of my childhood on a crawler underneath cars, like scooting around underneath and just watching how problems were solved on mechanical engines, right? So watching people take wrenches and do things and fix things and watch my dad fix everything. Watch him fix things and not know how to fix it, but figure out how to fix it, right? And never knowing how, but just figuring it out. And he never needed, he could do anything, right? He was kind of like the anything guy. He's like, it broke, he could fix it. He was stringing the lights, he was fixing the cars, he was building things, he was fixing things, he was watching things grow, he was helping cultivate things. And I had that example for me since I was a very small child of just, everything was just, how do you patch it together to make it work right now? Because right now is what we have.
Yeah. And you have multiple companies now. Which one did you launch first?
Well, I mean, Svelte was first, right? So that was something that was in a trailer in Malibu when I was doing multiple jobs, parking cars, I was doing surf lessons, I was doing everything I could just to get money, right? I was like, this is what I need this. I was like, I need this, right? That need for money and like wanting that success, it's like you want this thing and you don't know even what you want yet, right? So building all of this and being in a small trailer and understanding that you have to save and do things you don't want to do, right? You don't want to do things all the time to build. You don't want to sacrifice the things that you need to sacrifice, but it's all part of that story of just making it work and not lamenting and how it's not going to get done. It's just moving forward. Okay, it's not going to work, great, move on. Next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, next thing, until you just becomes your habits. And it's like, growth is a habit for me. It's become a habit, like brushing my teeth. Like I only know how to go forward. Like it is something that I've programmed myself to do because it was everything for me. It was all of my examples. It was everything around me was just move forward because there is no behind you. When there's behind you, there's loss, there's fear, there's anxiety, there's pain, there's struggle. For what? You can't fix it. You can't do anything about that. So just move forward. And that the goal and the motivation is is to move forward because you should. You should be happy and move in a forward, positive direction all the time.
And time is moving forward anyway.
And time is the thing that you will never get back.
Mm-hmm. In the day-to-day of running the businesses, what are some of, because you mentioned being hands-on, doing things, moving forward, problem solving. What are your favorite hands-on things to do?
That's changed very much, thanks to your best friend who's in this room, Emma, and also Travis, just, two amazing operations individuals that have completely changed my life. So I just put that out there, completely changed my life. So there's different problem solving tools that I was using hands-on differently than I was then as I am now. Mm-hmm. So, and it's actually funny because there's a lot of things that I skipped that I wanted to kind of optimize that I didn't go back to the beginning to start from, which I should have, and I thought I could fast forward now, and now I'm going back to where I was
What's
to build
an example
it back,
of that?
Right? Very simply, like scaling a product, right? Mm-hmm. Going from 0 to 1. Going from 0 to 1, you have all kinds of things in the air. You have no plan, you have no money, you have no structure, you have nothing, you have no stats, you have nothingness, right? And so you're trying to just do anything, test as much as you can, get anything off the ground, and it's this hands-on of you're doing all these optimizations. You're using all the optimization tools and all the logistics things, like using the Zaps and using CRMs to do a thing. That's kind of hands-on. Now hands-on is, okay, this company is big now, and I'm a little piece of it, right? And I like that. I respect that. I respect that this is much bigger than I can even control, and my hands-on is being hands-off. That's my hands-on, is being hands-off.
Yeah, and you brought up such a powerful word, control, because a lot of people find it difficult to relinquish those things that they controlled. Did you?
No, not at all. And I think that's one of the biggest assets that I've had in myself, is being able to see somebody, assess whether or not I trust them quickly, give them hell for a bit, understand, and then let them do the job that you're paying them to do, because they're better at it than you, because you're hiring them for that. You're hiring them for a reason, and for you to hold on to it, you're not only losing money, you're paying them to lose money, right? And you're making yourself look stupid, because you can't get out of your own way. At a certain point, you are not everything. You cannot hold everything. You are no longer the end all be all of your baby, your business, right? Your baby, and it's not your baby, right? It's not a baby. The baby is a child. I have 2 kids, and I love my babies, but my business is my business, right? And I am willing to let people who know what they're doing help me, because I don't know what I'm doing in every respect. You got to get out of the way sometimes.
I love the way you said it with, if I hire them and I'm trying to control them, then I'm paying them to lose money. That was so brilliant. I thought it was really worth repeating.
Well, that is, like, especially at a high level, I'm talking about operations. I'm an entrepreneur, and I know how to build on the go. I know how to 30,000 feet. I know how to fall and build the plane. That's what I'm doing. That's like anxiety central for operations people, because there's no plan, there's no SOP, there's no structure. There's just go and do, and we'll figure out how to rip that duct tape off later if it's not leaking. And we're gonna triage this then. We'll go backwards from like what's really worse and then go back. But if it's not bad, we're just gonna keep going forward.
Yes.
That's how I build things, right? And that is not sustainable to a certain respect. It's sustainable until it's bigger than you, and it's a pyramid structure that happens with no foundation. And so when you don't have the foundation and you grow so fast, you see that, wow, I cannot do all these things, and if I continue to try, everybody around me will fail, and I'm going to lose it all. I will lose it all.
I have so many questions, and I'm just trying to decide which one to ask first. Can you tell us about, because you're like, go, I have the vision, I get the idea, start building and like fix the plane as it's flying. What is a recent idea that you've had that you've been like, okay, we're diving into this?
I think it's really I'm a lot on the creative side. So like I'm filming a lot. I'm filming all the VSLs, a lot of the ads and things like that. And that is a perfect that's a perfect arena for that. It's a very fast-paced look, go, move, go, go. The more, the better. That's awesome for someone like me. The more, the better. Okay, great. The more, the better. I can work all day, all night, and I want to make this work. So give me a platform that I can pour all into, and we can make it work by just seeing what happens. Put it all in, let it stew. Look what happens. So make a decision from that. You know, it's really simple. It's like it's a problem-solving area where you can just put everything into these ads and everything into your creative and see it real time what happens and make decisions. And then I can get out my phone and go, that one worked well. Let's film another one just like that. Load it up. Let's go.
Exactly.
You know, and so that's the important fun part of it. You know?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that process of it. So you'll literally be like, ooh, okay, pull out your phone.
I mean, in the beginning, it was like, it was really, I mean, in the beginning, I was filming with a phone and there were no, like, I didn't know about Rode, like wireless mics, all this fancy camera stuff. And like, I had a pair of Bose headphones that were like the wireless ones. And I used it as a mic, a wireless mic to my cell phone when I was working out. You know what I mean? So I could have a workout and talk to them at the same time. And it was like choppy. It was terrible. But it's just like you just make it work. Like it's just patching things together, right? And it's finding ways to make it work when everybody says you need all of these things to make it work.
Right.
You don't need any of it to make it work. That's a perfect example of not needing anything. The more raw, the better. Right? Pull out your phone and just, I would have the kids, I'd put the kids down about 7 o'clock. I'd have my phone set up in my kitchen doing recipe videos. Someone would have already, maybe my husband would have already cooked the thing. I'd have it out. I'd be like, okay, I know it's 7 o'clock, they're gonna be on. And I just have my phone and I'm like haggard, not looking great, you know, and just mom in the kitchen. I'm like, hey guys, like not knowing the audio's messed up. I'm grabbing, the thing falls, something's smoking in the background. Cruz wakes up. I'm like, I don't know, guy. I don't know how to do this. I'm really sorry. This is my first time here. And that's what they want. Because it's okay to just be whatever it is that happens at that point and to not force trying to fix it. Nothing's wrong with you. You're a mom. That just put their kids down and one of them's awake and the thing's burning, like you're gonna have a reaction and it's live.
Yeah.
You know, they wanna see that kind of thing, and that's part of like pulling out your phone and just taking that imperfect action all the time is it not only motivates you to keep going, but it puts down your like ego bullshit filter. And you're just like, I don't care because I literally was on live in front of 1,000 people live and I like tripped over something and like ripped my pants open, you know? It's like you stop caring about things because it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
Nothing's that big of a deal in perspective. When you put everything out there for everybody to see and you have nothing to hide, then what's the big deal? You know.
And any trying to hold back, trying to appear perfect is only going to slow you down. And it's not about being slowed down, it seems.
Well, it's also slowing down, but it's also not being like not authentic to yourself. And that's always been that difference that I just could not have about me. I can't be somebody else. I can be somebody else in certain perspective, in certain times. Like you can be the person you need to be whenever you need to be that person. But to exist in normalcy as that person is too much. So how can you make that person just you? So then you can just be you or some portion of you. You know, there always has to be some kind of show. But if I can make this show and I can be still 90% of who I am as a person, then like I'm not working at all. And this is super fun for me. You know? It is. I wake up every day and I'm just happy to be here and so happy and so lucky to do what I do. You know? Because I get to talk to people, I get to motivate people to move, I get to play with my kids. You know, there's so many things that are to be grateful for. In the end, it's like, what is the big deal about anything that's going to control you to not take an action? Like there's nothing, like what's the worst that could happen?
You've mentioned the kids, so I'm sure a question on a lot of people's minds is like, how the heck do you balance it all?
Oh, I have help. And when I didn't have help, I was like, I can do this. I can be mom, I can be business owner, I'm bad at, I can do all these things. And then like you slowly just start to crumple But when you're like the business owner, mom person, you're only crumpling on the inside.
Yes.
On the outside, you're fine. No one knows what's going on because you have to do that because you have to do what you have to do, right? So you have help around you. And when you don't have help around you, you do what you have to do and you crumple on the inside, you know? But now I have tons of help. And it's amazing because that help is not something that I fear. And I think with a lot of moms, they're like, I can't take help because I don't want someone to love another female like a mom. That like maternal, like, oh, that my kid is gonna love them because they're spending more time with that person. And they're gonna create a bond. And like my perspective shift,
He's over there.
my perspective shift was, why wouldn't I want my child to love this person?
Yes.
And why wouldn't I want that person to have a connection with my child and take better care of them?
Yes.
I love them for that. And I know that I'm mom and I will never be replaced.
I completely agree. I have the exact same perspective, and it alleviates the guilt and the pain that a lot of moms feel when it comes to enlisting some help with childcare.
But you can take that to your business, right? You can take that bigger. That mindset of thinking, that perspective is like, why wouldn't I want my badass COO to be better than me at all this operation stuff and tell me not to do something because it's not the right way to do it, because I'm gonna get in trouble, or, you know, like, why would I not listen to that? Why would I not take that into account, that is what these people, why I've put these people in my life to protect me and to point me in the right direction. You know, it's like you take these things and you can extrapolate them out to your life and just live by those same rules, because they're not really rules. You're just living by how you feel is right. You know, your truth.
Yes. Have you worked with any mentors?
Yes. He's in the room, I think, right now. Tyler's here, I think. Tyler Bramma. Yes, I should have known. I should have known. I should have known. Yes.
That tracks. Yeah.
I should have known. I've always had guides. I think my greatest mentor will always be my father. But this guy over here, in the back, definitely the biggest influence on my life. Period.
Speak some more about that.
Mentors are something that are you have them and you don't know you have them sometimes. You know, you have guides, you don't know you have guides sometimes. And a lot of the times it's like an uncle or an aunt or like a best friend of somebody that just kind of gives you that guiding light, you know, that guiding bump. And I've had that always. And I've always had somebody to point me in the right direction. And I think that's extremely valuable, and I've been blessed with that. But I've been seeking that. I've always sought that. You know, I've sought that support or that direction from somebody that I feel is in the position that I would like to be in, or knows more than me and has accomplished that. And that was Tyler. That was Tyler. Everything that he has done and embodied has been this journey of just explosive growth, right? And like if you look at it, I've had that same thing because I've followed what he said to do. And I've listened, and I've been a good soldier, so to speak. And I've listened to the things, and I've had the right combination of people around me and made the right decisions to put myself in a position where I'm not going to be the smartest in the room. And that's okay, even if it's at my company meeting. And I love that, because I know that means that we're all going up.
Yes.
You know?
How powerful is that? That's huge.
It's just, it's being, you know, having these people around you to guide you, especially someone like a Tyler, that he's not only an incredible business owner, but as a person, you know, as a person to guide you in the right direction. It helps to not only get you in the right, like have the right direction of business, but life and relationships. You know, because a lot of this business and a lot of these businesses are relationships. You know, you find the right people that give you that little bump, or give you that chance. You know, that door gets open for you, and what do you do with that door? Like, do you bust into it and start asking for things? You know, or do you slip in and just watch and observe? Right? And how do you just get close to somebody that knows what you want to do and just watch them, right? And I think having a mentor is the one thing, the one big difference I would say, that if you don't have one, you need to find one, period. Mentorship, having a mentor, having somebody to guide you and just to listen and to not judge you, and for you to feel safe. For you to feel safe that you have some sort of safety net around you, but you don't really. It's like someone that you can call and be like, I don't know, what do I do with all these leads? What do I do? What do I do when this guy's telling me that I need to pay him this because of this? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to call that guy. I'm like, what do I do? Like, how do I deal with this? And then I'm going to take his advice. I might call other people, take everybody's advice and listen to it and go, okay, here's what everybody's telling me, and this is the direction that I need to go. Because this is what the people in these positions who are smart, who I keep close to me, this is what they think, this is what I think, this is where we're going. We are going. We. It's always a we for me. It's always we. Even in my own life. I always say we. Not sure why.
When you first met Tyler, how did you know that he was your mentor?
He didn't know, I didn't know. He didn't know for a bit. I was harassing him for a while, so, I didn't necessarily know. I knew that he was successful. I knew that he had some kind of edge, air about him, and not an air, but something that drew me to him, that I knew that this guy was going to be a friend for life, and that's something that you find in these kind of like mentorship relationships. It's a mentorship and then it becomes a friendship. But then it's a friendship of like, I would still call him with problems. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. He's part of the company. He's part of everything. And that's taking that guiding light and making it almost like a figure of just that a North Star, Emma.
Give me a fucking number.
A North Star. No, we made a joke because along with goal setting, I like KPIs, things like that, things that have like very structured things where like we're trying to get to this. I'm like, I'm already going there. You don't need to tell me, I'm like, where are we going? It's up, right? That's like that's all I know. So that's always the funny part. It's like the goals part and I have a hard time with that, but it's
that's
fun.
what I wanted to ask. Like, what is your approach to planning and goal setting?
Finding a great operations team and just person to manage me and make me sit there and talk, and then they can help me formulate what that goal actually is. Because it's hard for me to create the goal because I don't need the goal is not my motivation. To reach something is not, I don't need to be pushed. I'm like, I already want it. So that's why I always say, hey, you're gonna ask me what I want in 5 years, but I don't know what tomorrow looks like. And I know for sure, the only thing I do know is that it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be something else, right? I know the only constant is change. Everything is changing, everything is changing, everything is changing. So in my mind, I'm always on the go, problem solving, fixing, changing. I can't tell you what 5 years is gonna be like. What's tomorrow? I can't even tell you what tomorrow is gonna be like. The next hour, because I'm always, whatever comes up, it's like, that needs to go? Okay, let's go. So it's very difficult for me to do that in a sense because I'm like this kind of person. All right, everybody, let's do it. Here we go, and it's always a we. And it's hard when you're a business owner and a boss of like a bigger organization. You can't do that anymore. It's not, you can't. One, you'll get in trouble. Like you'll get in trouble like legally, and two, it's just not healthy for the business. You can't have that kind of structure, but you can have the feeling of that, right? So you can have the feeling of that entrepreneurial kind of buzz and come on, everybody, let's go, like a startup kind of feel, but with insanely detailed structure underneath to support it. but the people that are running that structure have to have that same feeling that leader or boss had, right? And Emma does an incredible job of that, because I am the person that is like, everybody, it's like a sorority house or a frat house. Everyone's like, it's a party. It's like, let's do this, everybody. You know, it's like everybody's on the same. I'm no different than anybody else. Like, I did something that makes money, and like, I'm really good at like certain things, but I'm certainly not really good at what she does. I'm terrible at it. Like, obviously, or wouldn't be, you know, I would have had crashed the business probably from going up too high, right? It's just going straight up and not knowing, not even having the wherewithal to build a foundation. Because it's just, how can I build a foundation when I'm going a million miles an hour?
Yeah.
Like, there's no time. There's no time.
How early on into growing Svelte, which, by the way, for everybody who doesn't exactly know everything that Svelte does, can you just quickly reveal that, jumping back to that?
Yeah, so we do, I mean, it's a direct response health and fitness wellness marketing company. So we have VSLs, we have lead gen funnels, we have supplements, health and wellness products. So think of almost like just direct response marketing in the fitness space. So we do memberships, we have workouts, we have videos. I mean, it's like what everybody does this. Everybody knows what we do. It's not rocket science. It's actually what I'm trying to say. It's really easy. We have workout videos, we send ads, they click the ad, they go through the funnel, they go to the membership. It's awesome, right? But it's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So like, what makes a difference?
Yeah.
What makes the difference? It's not rocket science. What makes the difference? You just got to care about it, and you have to think about the person that's buying it, and you have to think like them, and you have to talk like them, and you have to know them, and you have to sit with them, and you have to feel like you know their name, and you know where they live, you know what kind of car they drive, you know what kind of clothes they wear, and what clothes they put in their closet, what clothes they hide in their closet, and what they search at night on the internet when they're sad, and what they won't tell anybody, and what their deepest, darkest fears are. That's the difference, is you care. And you always care. And you continuously care for the people that feel like they have no one that cares about them and understands them and knows them and can talk to them and is empathetic but not sympathetic. Is a coach but is not an asshole. Understands but is not soft. Right? Can give you direction but is not going to bark orders at you. It's a clutch and a gas pedal kind of thing, you know? You have to feather it. And it's not one all the time, and it's not the other all the time. Because it's not that way. It's a person, right? It's a feeling you have to bring all the time to this type of customer. The inception of the business happened in like a lot of the scrambling and craziness and hair on fire and like running downhill, losing your everything and like not knowing and like really just going on the go. Was I was actually still living in California, and my daughter was about 6 months. I was pregnant with her, and then so from when I was pregnant with her, probably like 6 months into my pregnancy to she was 6 months old, like that in that time period was nuts, like nuts. And I didn't have Emma, I didn't have Travis, I had Tyler, and I had clients on demand from Russ Ruffino. If anybody has taken that course, has anybody taken that course? Clients on demand? Yes. So that is a really good sales course, by the way. Really good, like high ticket selling. Like you pay for it, but it's like online course. I had taken that to try and learn how to do high ticket sales because I was pregnant and I was really sick and I couldn't do anything. So I sat in bed and like did this course about how to sell something online, but really for expensive amount of money, like three grand. So it's something crazy. And I'm like, okay, no one's gonna buy this, $3,000 and you don't even know who I am. Like, this is crazy, right? So I do this Russ Ruffino course. I have to get on the phone. But during my entire pregnancy being sick, I built out this course where it's a 6-month drip course. So I didn't have to do anything. After I built all the content, I built it all out when I was pregnant. I would call people and I just calling, 30 calls, 40 calls a day, as many calls as I could get. And it was just selling people on this high ticket selling course. And I sold people from another email list that I had gotten from basically a product that I had teamed up with somebody because I wasn't a copywriter. So I already knew from the beginning that I wasn't good at things. There was plenty of things I was not good at. So I already knew that from the beginning. And that happened, I think, really when I was younger, just from always being on teams, always relying on people, leaning on people, needing people. It's okay to need people. It's okay to need people. Right? It's okay to ask for help. It's okay not to be right all the time. It's okay to fail. It's better to fail. I have failed so many times I can't even count.
Tell us about one.
Oh my God, I can't even count. I mean, I'm sure Travis can tell you some of the times. And if you guys know Travis, he runs merchant accounts, so you can imagine what I'm talking about. No, I mean, failing, every day I fail at something, but one of the things was just not knowing that I didn't know the rules. I didn't know any rules when things started to scale. And I was trying to find ways to protect this money that was in a Stripe account. If anybody else has any like red flags come up for you in anybody's eyes, I'll be like, okay, you know what I'm talking about. I had all this money in a Stripe account. I didn't know what to do, and I was getting chargebacks because I didn't understand how to do that stuff, and I didn't understand all of the things that went into this big business of stuff. It was money. It was failing at not understanding, and then having Stripe be like, you're going to get all of your processing shut down. We're doing like millions of dollars through Stripe. It's my only thing I'm doing. Literally, I set up this API myself. Like, I'm like coding these things. All this money's coming in, this chargebacks. I'm like crying at night because I'm like, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to go to jail. I'm like losing my mind. I'm going to go to jail. And like, it's funny now, but like I was having panic attacks. Like literally every single night, calling Travis, like texting him in the middle of the night sometimes at like 3 a.m. like, I'm gonna die because I feel like I'm running all of this money and I don't know the rules. And I'm getting these scary letters and like, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm calling people from chargeback gurus, from like everybody, and that failure was just jumping into the black hole with just like, wee, like nothing, like totally limp, no fight, because, when you fight something, you hurt yourself, right? Like imagine when you're underwater and you are in like the washing machine cycle of like a wave, like you're head over heels. What happens when you fight to try to find the surface? You run out of air, right? You run out of air really fast and you die. And that's almost happened to me. I know that feeling. Right? Like I know the feeling of fighting something that you cannot control. And when you do that, you exhaust yourself until you die. And it just is a matter of time until you die. A lot of us just stop that process quickly because it's painful and it's scary. But some of us just fight and fight and fight and fight and fight and fight until you just can't fight anymore. And you either die or you change, right? And that is the change, right? You have to change.
So how do you distinguish between fighting and fierce, consistent action taking?
I think I don't like fighting. I hate fighting. I hate fighting. I like to just move with it, right? Like the more friction you cause, the slower you're gonna go. You know what I mean? Like that's my life. It's like the more friction that I cause, the slower I'm going to go. So why am I gonna cause friction when it's unnecessary? So I'm constantly not trying ways to find how to not fight things. How do I fix this in an optimistic way, positive way, in a forward-moving, forward-thinking way?
And how did you do that with the merchant accounts?
I called Travis, right? I called everybody that I thought I knew. And then I asked for help, and they called the people that they knew to give me help. Because I came to the table, and I always come to the table and I go, if I don't know something and I am coming to you, I'm coming to you as a 5-year-old. I don't know anything. I need your help. I have no ego.
Yes.
I'm not good at this. Can you help me?
Yes.
and I'll have your back with whatever you need help with if I know what I'm doing with it. If I don't, I'll try and help you and put you in the right direction.
So that leads into how important relationships and your network and your community are.
How you treat them,
And how you treat them.
I think, is more. It's like it's not the amount, it's like the quality of it. You know, if you have 4 or 5 really great relationships that you know the expectation is there of whatever it is, whether that expectation of the friendship is that you always talk. Okay, then that's the expectation. You might have another friend that you don't talk to at all. That maybe in 10 years, I have friends like that call, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's like you never missed a beat.
Yes.
Right? So you have all types of these relationships everywhere.
And how did you first start to form? Because you can't, it's not like you're like a marketer like forever and ever and ever. So how did you first
No, I know nothing about this stuff.
How did you first find Tyler and Travis and Emma?
I was forced to go to the Craig Ballantyne and Bedros Keuilian's Info Mastermind in 2017, 16? 2016, 15 maybe. Oh my gosh, I don't know. One of those, but I was forced to go to one of these masterminds like this, but it was like lower level, like really like very beginner entry level of direct response marketing. And I was like, this is a scam. Scammers. I'm like, these people are stealing money. I'm like, this is just a big scam. And like, I was like, this is a straight up scam. And and I was, the more I thought about it, and then Tyler got on the stage, wherever he went, and maybe he's not here anymore. He got on the stage and he blew my mind. I was like, who is that guy? Wow. Energy, optimistic, bigger than life, just crushing it, right? And being it. And everyone was like, that's the guy. And I'm like, that's the guy. And I'm like, I agree, that's the guy. I'm like, and it was that motivated me because of his story of how he did it and how he was just a savage. You know, you just savage mode all the time. And that's like, it's something that is you're born with, right? I don't know, or something that you develop that is like a hunger for growth. And you can feel it. And I asked Travis this, I'm like, is there anybody here that has an edge? Who's got an edge? Who's got the edge? Something about somebody. The way that you hold yourself, you present yourself, there's something about every person in here. There's your edge. Like, what's your edge? Everybody has an edge. It's just whether or not you're comfortable showing it. And when you show it, it makes you sharp. Fucking A, it makes you sharp. You know? And that's something that stands out. And you can see it and you can feel it with somebody when they enter a room, or how they have interactions with people, how they speak, how they talk. But it all goes back into that same, like you asked if I'm a marketer. I'm not a marketer. I'm a people person. But I don't necessarily love hanging out with people. But I feel like I can understand motivations for things, or I feel like I want to know why. I want to know why. And I think that is why I've been successful in the marketing, because I want to know why they're that way.
Yeah.
So I'll just ask.
Yeah. Ask who?
Ask them.
Do you call your customers?
They were my clients before, right? So as a personal trainer, they were. It was moms, it was grandmas, it was that demographic. And I'd sit there and listen, like all the trainers. You're not a trainer, you're a psychiatrist. You know, they just psychologists. They just talk to you, right? So you're listening to all these problems, and instead of deflecting and going like, oh yeah, well it's because you're not doing what you need to do about it, and being undercutting, it's just listening and not saying anything, and just listening. And then that alone is just like information without anybody telling you no, and you can just be free to talk. And when you receive that kind of just internal chatter, you learn a lot. And that's what it is. It's just internal chatter that you want to know. What's their internal chatter? And how do you get them to just have that with you?
What are the types of questions you would ask to get that out of them?
It's not necessarily any questions. It's just prompting. Like letting someone talk and just allowing them to say what they want to say, but helping them be comfortable enough to say it.
And going off of that, what would you say to anybody in this room who might struggle with a bit of social anxiety or shyness or lack of confidence and not want to show their edge?
Time, because you're going to have anxiety. Even if I tell you, like, if you show it, you're going to be a millionaire. You're like, I'm scared. It just, like, this just is. Like, and I understand that because it's not something you can control. And so that lack of control and letting go is what will allow the anxiety to just like settle. You know, it's just letting go of why you have it. What is that feeling of what is? Everybody's wrapped up in their own circle of what is, right? So if you think about that, everybody's doing this, so no one's really thinking about you. Everyone's just thinking about themselves in their own little spheres of themselves, right? And so everyone's like, I'm so worried about what X thinks of me. And they're like, I'm so worried about X thinks of me. And they're like just thinking about themselves the whole time. You know, like no one's really thinking about you, except for you. And it's all about number one. But it's that internal chatter and that thinking about that and getting into that mindset of yourself and of whoever you're trying to serve. But you can't do that until you let your internal chatter come out. And like if you're trying to quiet it all the time, like how do you even... You can't even begin to listen to or understand someone else's if you can't understand why you're putting certain patterns or certain labels on things from your own internal chatter that you're not ready to deal with yet. You know, you've got truths and things that you have for yourself that you put labels on people for, but it's really just stuff that you're not ready yet to just let out and just to be. Yeah. And like in the end of the day, when you are yourself, that's what's going to make you in a position where you can be successful in the most competitive environment on the internet, not knowing how to do this.
That was so powerful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's
putting your own internal chatter on the people and the experiences that unfold around you.
Yeah, because you've got experiences and you have notions of what people think, what people want, or what you would do in that situation, but you don't have the history that they have. You don't have the upbringing they have. You don't have the people, the emotions, the situations, what they've picked up, what they hold close to them, what they feel is important, what their definition of love is, what their definition of fire, how people feel any kind of connection is. Everybody's so different. It's hard to try and pinpoint what someone else could be thinking or should be thinking, because there's like a whole lifetime of things that you don't understand.
When I say mindset, like what does that mean to you? What do you think of?
Mindset. When you wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you think about?
What's the first thing you think about?
My kids.
What's the second?
Nothing. Like I'd check my phone right away. It used to be like, what's on fire? You know? Like, what do I need to fix? Like, it used to be like, you know? Now it's like you know, it's like it's so much more of an understanding that you can't control what you can't control, right? The more that you try and control the things that are uncontrollable in your life, the more miserable you will become. But you don't truly understand that until it becomes a point where you can't control it anymore because it creates so much chaos. Like it doesn't make sense until that hits, like shit hits the fan so bad that you can't clean it up. And then you're like, oh, this is bad, you know? You're like, it's been bad, but it needed to explode for you to do something about it. You know, and like, I struggle with urging people to not let it explode, but I'm like, if I didn't let all these things explode in my life, there's no way I'd be sitting here right now. So it's hard to like try and help people leapfrog certain things when you know that the explosion is part of the growth. And you're like, it's happening, but you know it needs to happen.
That's really powerful. It's a little esoteric. It's hard to wrap your head around all of it. Do you have like an example of when you watched this occur?
Yeah, I mean, like just thinking back in my own life, you know, thinking back in decisions of things I could have gone, you know, one way or the other, going one way and having, you know, being able to maybe circumnavigate one disaster to have a different disaster. And I wouldn't, the point is I wouldn't change anything that I've done. I wouldn't change any of the Band-Aids or duct tape that I used that made a complete rat's nest for her to undo. You know, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm not a tech person, but I became a tech person. I am not a operations person, but I became an operations person. I'm not a people person, but I was trying to herd cats. You know, I was like doing all of these things that I didn't know how to do, but I did them anyway because it needed to be done. And then when I could find somebody to do it better than me, I was like, please, I don't want to do this anymore.
That ties right back into closing the loop on your Tyler story. So you see him on stage, he's the one.
And then I harass him for
Yes.
but the story is like, it's so intertwined of making sure that I could get in front of him. It was all the time. I was trying to like find gifts unique gifts that he had, that he wanted, that people would say, oh, he likes this, what is it, scotch? I think it was scotch, or like it was a scotch. It was some crazy scotch that like no one could find, and Kenny Presler told me about it. And I grabbed this and I sent it to him, and I'd sent him gifts, and I was like, I just needed to get in front of him or anybody that would mentor me into this process. But I knew that he had everything, that looked like that was what needed to happen for me to be successful in this. That was I had a goal then, was to just like attack that. How do I get to there? Right? And so anything I needed to do, and that was part of it, was gifts. It was, I will do anything. I will sweep, I will clean bathrooms, I will do anything you need me to do. I just want to listen, and I just want to know how you do what you do. I'm not saying you have to do it for me. I'm not saying you have to give me any proprietary information. Just point me in the right direction. Point me in the right direction, and I'm going to call you all the time to just point me in the right direction. And that was, it just kept going that way. And I was pregnant with Sage, and then I had Sage, and she was a couple months old, and this lead gen funnel started popping that he had set up, and I had basically duplicated and tried to do the exact same thing. And that's exactly what it is. I'm like, that worked, I'm gonna do that, and try and make it a little bit better. And that's exactly what I did with everything that was a part of his business and how he was moving. I was right behind him, moving the exact same way, until I could feel like I could move next to him. And I still can't. I still can't, you know? I feel like I can, and that's the thing, is like, once you feel like you can move next to them, you can't, right? Because that's the lesson, is that you never really know. And there's people in his life that he can never move next to. In their life, they can never move next to. But you always have somebody that you can level up to. And that will always be there for you to fail when you fail at leveling up in certain areas, because you will. Right? And I harassed him to get him to mentor me, and he finally did. And he actually had a bunch of kids he was going to mentor. I say kids now, but because we were kids. And I told him, oh, you should get rid of them because they're not going to do anything for you anyway. They're not going to do the work. Sure enough. Exactly what happened. They all just didn't do the work. And I think that's what it is. It's like they didn't do the work. And he was telling me exactly what to do. And not exactly what to do. And it boggles my mind sometimes, because people sit up here and they go, this is exactly what you need to do. Just take these 3 steps. Yet people don't take those 3 steps because they think that they can do it better. Why do you think you can do it better if you're sitting there and this person's up here?
And why are you making it harder? You're making it harder on yourself.
Yeah. And why are you asking for help and not taking it? Like, that's what these are. You're here asking for help. So take it. Take the help. It doesn't matter if it's from us or from the person next to you. Like, take it. Take whatever anybody can give you, because it's not going to hurt. More is better. More information is always better when it comes to that. Like, knowing people, having relationships, understanding funnels, understanding email, understanding anything. If you don't understand it, learn it. Just learn it. Just listen. Just sit down and listen to it. And that's exactly what I did with Tyler's. I listened to what he was saying, and I followed directions. And that direction led me into a direction where I felt like I could add something, and I could add people and create something bigger and better into a place, into a goal that maybe I'll never reach, and that's the point. Because when you set a goal and you feel like you reach something, and then when you get there, you're like, well, I need to attack. So now what do I do?
Yeah,
And
now
so,
what?
and so comes all of the, in my early 30s, what happens in your late 60s or whatever, in your 60s or your 50s, you're doing all these things, and I'm having these curves of those, okay, trying to get something and be like, oh, I feel like I kind of have it, but now I'm like, okay, how do you think big and don't get lost in the clouds?
What is like the next big thing, for you?
I think that's always the interesting thing is people say, what's next? And to that I just say the same thing, just more of it. Because I know it, and I know how to do what I do. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do more of that bigger. Mm-hmm. And that's the important thing is like, if you know how to do something, just do that.
Yeah.
Don't shy away from that.
Yes.
Do it. Just do that well. Just fucking do it.
Yes.
And don't be afraid that you're not good at the other things.
Yes.
It's okay to not be a rock star at 800 things. Like you can be a demon at one thing and ask another demon to help you. Yeah. Like it's cool. It's okay. There's no rules. There's no rules saying you can't do that. In fact, you move much faster when you do. Mm-hmm. Much, much faster.
Could you even put like a dollar amount on how valuable like you're being mentored by Tyler?
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh my God. Hell yeah.
Easily hundreds of millions of dollars. Easily.
Wow.
And it's not even over yet.
It's not
it
even
hasn't
over.
even started yet, really. I feel like it's just starting, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the exciting part is like there is no ceiling. Mm-hmm. Because there doesn't have to be. Mm-hmm. Who said there has to be a ceiling on anything? Right? And there's all these preconceived notions of what is possible or what could happen or what is the predictable thing. I'm like, fuck the predictable thing. Just go up. Mm-hmm. And then you'll hit something that you didn't think you could before. Mm-hmm. Because like it's hard to set the level not too low, but not too high, but just right.
Yeah.
Just I swing for the fences every time.
Mm. So powerful. Tyler, I wanted to ask you real quick. What was it like about Meredith? She sent you scotch. Like, was that really it, or what was it that you were like?
No, she said, "I'll make you proud." She said, I'll execute like nobody you've ever seen and I'll make you proud.
That's dope.
And she did.
It's execution, right? It's just doing it. But I didn't always do it right. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
I think that's important. It's like I didn't always do it right and it doesn't matter. You just always have to just do it. And it's okay to do it wrong all the time because eventually you're gonna do it right. And especially in like this business, like the timing, like the amount of swings you have to take to get a home run, you're gonna get tired, but like you just have to keep swinging. Mm-hmm. Like you cannot not swing. Mm-hmm. If you don't swing, you're not gonna hit, that is for sure. Mm-hmm. But if you swing, at some point you're gonna hit the ball, Mm-hmm. And if you swing a lot, you got a bunch of people on your team swinging at the same time, you're gonna hit the ball a lot. And that's what I wanna do right now. I'm trying to get a lot of people to learn how to hit the ball so I don't have to hit the ball all the time.
I love that so much. We have about 5 minutes. Mic runners, who's got questions?
So, I mean, this is pretty short time span that you're describing, right? You're like, 2017, I was doing this, and now here I am, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, like, describe just in big chunks, like 3 years worth of time, like, you went from literally zapping content
like nothing.
to like Emma and Travis and Tyler.
Yeah, Travis was first. Travis was the first. Travis was a help to me because I was seeking somebody to help me, and I ran into him in San Diego at a conference. He just happened to help me that way. The universe does the right thing if you just go with it. That's another thing. Is just let all the things happen and don't fight it because things will fall into place as they should. But that time period was the Info Mastermind, my manic behavior around Tyler, getting him to mentor me within the first year, pretty much, of meeting him. Within that first year, though, I failed like 3 or 4 times on different sales letters. I was like manic. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do that. I was just failing left and right in the direct response niche. So trying anything I could, not having sales, not having affiliates, not having great products, not having anything. And that was when I really like kind of got in with Tyler. That's when he tried to help me. And that's the key, is like that little bit of bump, that lift up, is like they can be there to open the door, and then it's up to you what you do with that. And you have to be cognizant of how you walk through that door, because that is your shot. And so I walked in as I would, right? I don't think about that stuff, because I just don't, because I am going to be who I am, and I'm like, okay, here it is, you know. But if you think about it and you have a bird's eye view of it, it's important to know that like you should always give for a very long time before you ask for anything, because it will organically happen, and you have to let it happen or it won't be right. And that leg up is someone giving you another intro or a send on their list, or stats for your new offer to affiliates from a huge affiliate that's crushing it everywhere. And they're gonna say, hey, I just mailed this to my list, and Tyler Bramlett, the dark horse of copywriting, said, that was his name in 2016, I'm just saying, it was awesome, said these amount of stats, everyone's gonna mail for you. But no, that same product yesterday didn't have his name behind it, because it's relationships, didn't have that leg up. So it's the same exact thing. Yesterday it sucked, today you're making $1 million. The difference, that guy. It's just that intro, that small intro.
Was that like year one, 2017, and then?
Yeah, Emma and Travis didn't come on until later, when it was, I had grown so fast and tried to scale things. We had the lead gen funnel was doing a couple 100,000 leads a month, and I had 2 employees, and I was like, do you guys have friends? And they were hiring their bartender friends to do customer service. I was doing customer service. We were on Gmail doing customer service. It was like, I was up until 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning doing these things. And that was like the rat's nest that ensued. And that's what Emma came and unwound that whole mess of just being an entrepreneur and patching it all together.
Yes.
So really, Emma and Travis coming in full on was fairly recently, and that's a testament to how incredible they are. Because the rat's nest was amazing, but it was a rat's nest of an entrepreneur that doesn't know operations at all. So it was a year ago last week, right? So I didn't have them before that. Like, I had them partly, but that was the scary part, where I learned all the things and did all the failing, but had the safety net of a mentor that I could fail and be like, I don't know what to do here. Hey, I did this last year, try this. Hey, we're trying this, try this. Hey, my tech guy, my CPA can be your CFO for a bit, because I know you need help.
Yeah.
I can help you with this. I can be your person, because I know you don't have anybody else. This industry is crazy. It's finding that person, that mentor, that guiding light, that someone that you can trust, has your back, and that you can just be. That will make sure that you are going in the right direction, and will tell you not to step on the landmines if you don't need to step on the landmine to learn the lesson.
Yeah.
Because he's let me step on landmines that I needed to step on.
Ron?
I find your personality and your drive super interesting and very relatable to me younger. One of the things that I had as a young person and as I grew in business was mantras, and I think that you probably do. I think that would be insightful for folks. Like, I recall when I was first in business in my 20s, I thought everybody was my enemies. So my mantra was, you're stronger than all of your enemies combined, because you're thinking about you. And then it became life is short, swing for the fences in my 30s. And the 40s was, they don't know that you don't know. And in the 50s, it became...
I like that one.
In the 50s, it became, they don't know what I do know. And it's like, what are those things for you? Because I see that in a stressed and compressed life with a family, there's got to be those things when you wake up in the morning. Like, what's the mantras for you that go, Because you don't have time to have a whole lot of self-talk.
No, but I got
How do
that
you
from
remind
being an
yourself?
athlete.
Yeah.
So from being an athlete, I had the ability to turn it on and off very quickly. So I played water polo, basketball, soccer, everything to a high level. I played water polo in college and swam in college and played overseas. So my ability to like turn on and off of go mode, of like this is me, I need to get this done. Compartmentalization was very, very important. And whether or not that was from my upbringing or from my dad's entrepreneurial mindset too, the ability to compartmentalize different things is really important, especially being a mom, is I need to wake up and my self-talk time could be no time at all. It's no time. I don't have time. I've developed that structure to be like, there is no time. Time is now. And so that isn't even a thought to me. I wake up and I'm the person that needs to be that person because I looked at the schedule the day before. I don't have time to be that any other person but that. And that's just been like that with sports because I've always played higher levels. So if I took more time, if I did anything more, I would not be invited back. So I took less time. I'd be there first, I'd be there early, I'd leave late. Every time, right? Because I'd always play up and they wouldn't invite me back if I didn't do those things or if I was a pain in the ass. So if I was ever a pain in the ass or if I was ever in the room with a bunch of billionaires, right? With a different company that I have sitting there and I am a female, 34 years old with 2 kids under 5 years old, I cannot have they need to see me as them.
Yes.
They don't need to see me as that. So I need to do that change in, change out right now. That needs to be like so fast you don't even know what's happening. And that's a defense mechanism I'm sure I developed as a child to protect myself from whatever. But that's something that is important to note that's a part of my brain that has allowed me to scale that quickly. Because there's things in my personal life and in my business life too happening at the same time that you cannot allow to affect you or it will kill you. Literally, it would just ruin you and your business because if you allow those emotional things to infiltrate your business life, you won't be able to perform. And that's what happens a lot to a lot of females that have kids, right? Every second you're here, you're away from your kids. That's a choice, right? That's a choice, and I know that, and I'm okay with that because I love my kids, I'm a good mom, and I have so much fun with them. And I can be here and I can be present with you because I love the shit out of them and I know that they're happy and they love me. And that mantra is, this is your life. Every day is a choice. What are you gonna do? Just make the right choice. And that has become automatic for me, if I'm gonna be honest. I automatically am that person when I wake up because there's no other choice. There's been no other choice for so long that you just are that person.
Yeah, that's the mantra I heard too. You wake up knowing and being the person you need to be that day because you looked at the schedule the day before.
You're just that person. You're it. Because you can't.
Yeah,
right?
That's powerful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.